Dear students, we were reading the great 80th century writer, satirist, critic Jonathan Swift and his very famous essay, The Spider and the Bee, which is a part of the Battle of the Books. And we are uh, continuing our essay, and we were talking that there is a bee in who entered in the spider's castle, and whenever he tried to find some way, he made the very foundation shook, and this ring uh, made the spider horrible or terrible, and spider got frightened. So here we continue our essay. We have read that thrice he endured to force his passage, and thrice the center shook. In climbing, when climbing up to the height of castle, thus the bee tried 3 times. The bee tried to make some way to get in or to come out, but every time this step make the very foundation of the castle shake, and the spider within the feeling terrible. And when the insect living inside feel this shivering, he got just terrible, or he got afraid that what's this happening, why my castle is shivering. The spider within feeling the terrible and suppose at first, and because of fear he started to imagine that what I have done. And first he imagined that nature was approaching to her final dissolution, and first imagine which the spider has it, that the nature has come to punish him because he has eaten many lives of flies. So in fear, spider is imagining that now my time is over because the whole nature has come to finish me. Or the second imagination, or second thought which came into the spider's mind, with that Beelzebub with all in longings was come to the revenge the death of many thousand of his subjects. A second thought which came in his mind is that Beelzebub, who is the lieutenant of Satan, Beelzebub has come outside of my castle to take the revenge of the death of many flies which I have killed. So this spider is feeling very afraid. Beelzebub with all his force has come to revenge the death of many flies, and whom his enemy is here spider has killed. However, he at length violently resolved to issue forth, but whatever he collected his courage and decided to face his fate. Meanwhile, the bee has acquitted struggle of his toil, and during this, the bee tried to free himself from the stickiness of cobweb. Meanwhile, the acquitted bee had Meanwhile, the bee had acquitted struggle of his toil and posted sound at some distance. And during this, when this spider is amazing about his bad works, his sin, or Beelzebub, the bee got some time. And during this time, the he had freed himself and tried to erase the stickiness of cobweb from his wings, from his body, and stand at some distance was employed in clearing his wings and disengaging them from the ragged remains of the cobweb. Means when the bee freed himself and stood at some distance and got busy in erasing or making free his wings from the stickiness or the spoils of the cobweb. By this time, the spider was adventures out, and till then, now the spider has come out, when beholding the chasms and knowing the delicacies of his road race, and when the spider came out, he ran his sight and looked at his broken castle and got very angry. The spider was adventure out till then. A spider came out, when beholding the chasms the ruin, when she faced the uh, broken condition of his castle and road he was very near at his wits' end. And the spider got so angry that he just ate his enemy. He stormed and soared like a madman, and she um, got very angry and uh, shouted like a madman, and swelled till he was ready to burst. And in anger, she was so swelled as it seemed that she just to burst. At length, casting his eye upon the bee, but when the spider saw the bee standing and cleaning his wings and wisely gathering causes from event, and when the spider saw the spider got everything clean, that what actually happened. At length, casting his eye upon the bee, with the wise gathering causes from the events, means the spider got the real reason of the ruined condition of castle. A plague split you. Now the spider spoke first and started cursing the bee. And what the spider is saying, that plague should kill you, means you should get death by a very painful death, which is because of plague shed him. For a giddy son of Hur, is it you? Now she is abusing the bee. The spider is abusing the bee. That is this you? Is it you who spoiled my castle, who ruined my castle? Giddy son of Hur, is it you with the vagueness that you made this litter here? Means, don't you have any work that you came here and increased my work? Could you not look before you? And why didn't you look you before you broke my castle? And blah blah blah. Do you think I have nothing else to do here? Here the spider is in very anger, fully abusing, cursing the bee, that could you not look before, means you should look before you climb up the house. Or why did you broke my castle? Do you think I have nothing else to do but to mend and repair after you erase? Now the spider is saying that, what do you think, I'm just a free person? Sorry, I'm just a free insect. Don't Do you think that I have not any work except the repairing of this castle after you go? Good words, my friend, said the bee. But bee is still polite and replied that, my friend, calm down. I will give you my hand and my word to come near your nail to no more. Now the bee is politely replying that, spider, my friend, don't get angry. Don't be so hyper. Calm down. I will help you in this repairing of the castle. I was never in such a confident pickle since I was born. Now B is also telling that you are also not in problem. I was also in problem, that I have never seen such a castle from my birth. I was never in such a confounded pickle since I was born. Means, since my birth, I have never felt such stickiness or such cobweb from since my birth. Shira, replied the spider. Now, spider spider co spider got more angry on this talking of bee, and she is again abusing that. What is the meaning of your talking? That you have not seen such a castle, so it's not my mistake, but you should be careful about my castle. Why did you broke my castle? All this talking is happening between the spider and the bee. So in next video we will again continue our essay, the spider and the bee. So thank you.